talk on the Critical Access. Here we're going to have some guests. We're going to have people from Central High School. We're also going to have movie buffs as well as film directors and many more. Here I give you Critical Access.
Hello and welcome to Critical Access, where we give you the latest movie, news, and reviews. I'm Robin Overton, and here with me is Jasmine. On today's shows, we will be focusing on hot topic of the week, the Joker. But before that, let's get our top 3 box office movies and our not so hot features of the week.
Our top 3 of the week consists of The Joker in at number 1 with Rotten Tomato scores of 69% and audience scores of 89%. Magnificent. Mistress of Evil come in at number 2 and Zombieland Double Taps come in at number 3. Our cellular dweller this week is Gemini Man, starting with Will Smith. Gemini Man had a disastrous opening weekend, only bringing in $20 million. According to Box Office Mojo, some audience members and critics say that they should have paid more attention to the plot instead of the technology.
After the break, we will take it to the streets and find out what people are saying about the Joker. Stay tuned.
My mother always tells me to bring laughter and joy to the world. Hey, stop that! Is it just me?
Though your heart is aching, smile, even though it's breaking. When there are clouds in the sky, still
What's so funny? Freak!
Gotham has lost its way. What kind of coward would do so?
I used to think that my life was a tragedy. But now I realize it's a comedy.
if you just
Hi, we're here with Steven today, and we decided to take it to the streets to figure out what everyone feels about the new movie Joker. So, Steven, how do you feel about the movie? You have saw it, right?
I have not.
You have not seen it. So, what are you feeling? Do you think it made for you?
I feel like it's gonna be a good old time. Heath Ledger really sliced the cake with this last one, so I want to see if Joaquin Phoenix is gonna eat it.
Karen, and we're gonna ask her whether or not she's seen the movie Joker. So, have you watched Joker?
I have not watched Joker. I've seen other movies, in the Batman lineage, but I have not seen Joker. I've kind of heard some mixed reviews about it. Either people love it or hate it, so I'm sure eventually.
Understood. A lot of people are comparing Professor Joaquin Phoenix against Heath Ledger. Did you think he did a pretty good job, or they were tit for tat?
I think he did a pretty good job. I haven't seen Heath Ledger's version of the Joker, but I liked it.
Okay, so thank you so much, Paige. Now we ran into Alexia. She hasn't seen the movie quite yet,
really watched the recent thing of Batman, but I guess for just some good action, highs and lows, and like to keep me like interested.
I thought it was a very unique take on a classic superhero, supervillain movie. Mostly because it's one of the most realistic ones, I think, that have been made.
Now it's time for our hot topic of the week. Let's check out the hot topic street count.
Okay. Well, so we got a few interviews out there about the Joker, and we're going to give our intake on it as well. The movie, for me, was the best part of it enlightening on mental health, which is very important because a lot of people don't believe that mental health is a big issue. They only see the physical. So without that, of course, they don't understand the mental. So with the quote, there was in the Joker, it says, the worst part of having mental illness is people expect you to behave as if you don't. Because a lot of people don't see the disability mentally, they only see it physically. So what do you think about it?
I totally agree with you. After watching The Joker for myself, I feel like The Joker was a very great movie. I feel like the director did very well putting it together. I kind of could relate it to Batman a little bit. I saw Batman toward the end of the movie in his childhood. So I felt like they tied in where the Joker was first beginning, to come in, and, it showed, how he was born, how he was raised, and what led him to be the person that he is today. Mm-hmm. So I feel like the director did very good. I feel like the music was very good. Mm-hmm. I feel like the makeup, all around everything was pretty good about the Joker.
Yes, I love it. So if you haven't seen it, you guys, you definitely should check it out. It's one movie that you do not want to miss. So, well, there you go. Well, that's all the time we have for today. Tune in next week for a very interesting conversation on Trojan Talk. Have a wonderful day.
Are you struggling with money? Do you need your taxes done? Well, come on down to Tax Junkie.
Tax Junkie!
Hi, I'm DQ with Tax Junkie. We offer a friendly face and easy to understand service. You don't even need your W-2s, just your latest check stub, and we'll take it from there.
Tax Junkie!
Junkie!
Last year, we
Junkie!
kept over 40 people
Junkie!
from relapsing into debt.
Hello, and welcome to Film Forum. I'm your host, Wilson Hatcher, and this is my guest, Maddie Reagan. It's so good to have you back again, Maddie.
Good to be back.
Well, could you tell us a little bit about your new film?
So, Aphasia is a film that follows a psychologically traumatized girl, and you kind of get to see what's going on in her mind.
Well, were there any challenges in making this film?
There's always challenges with making films. A big thing for this one was the fact that we filmed in the middle of the summer, and it was extremely hot. There was a ton of rain the entire time, and not everyone was comfortable, but we got it done.
Well, what made you want to become a filmmaker?
I feel like just as a human, it's really important to be able to express yourself, and film is definitely the best medium I've found for that, to really fully express who you are.
Well, let's take a look at that movie, 11:34.
is wrong with her? What happened?
She's just in shock. She'll be all right.
Where's my daughter?
I'm putting your clothes on your bed.
A little bit about this new project.
So, the film 1134 is a project that follows an abusive relationship through the eyes of the girl, and you kind of just get to go through the motions of what that actually is. And the actors did an incredible job, and it's very realistic. Looks pretty good.
Well, where did you guys happen to film this?
So for this film, we shot at an Airbnb in Searcy, and right next to that is a really cool art gallery where artists go and paint, constantly change the different things that they paint, and it looks really nice.
Now, did y'all come across any struggles along the way while making this picture?
So for this film, there was a scene where the actor had to throw an alarm clock at the actress and have it shatter above her head into a million little pieces. And we found that it's kind of hard to break alarm clocks into that.
It
Yeah.
really is.
Yeah, it is. So, but we made it through.
Yeah. Well, and when can we expect to see these films?
They should be finished by the end of the month.
Exciting, exciting. Well, I know we can't wait to see these, and that should be it from Film Forum. And so stay tuned with us next week. We might have some new filmmakers. I hear there's word that we might run into Francis Ford Coppola. He might want to stop by. If not, we'll have his daughter, Sofia Coppola. Anyway.
The best thing that happens to me every day at work is seeing my babies, my students. There were several students that I had that were not able to read. That was a burden on my heart. A couple of years ago, I enrolled back in UALR in their graduate program for reading. The program is helping me understand different assessments that I can give them. That program is enabling me to actually make a difference.
Welcome to the set of the remake of Halloween 6, Electric Boogaloo. Just kidding. What's up, guys? Maddie Reagan here. I'm on the set right now of 1134, our newest short film. Actors are on break. Thought I'd show you guys around. So this right here, all fake. Totally just a set. We've got our C-stand to help with our lighting. Black wrap on the top to reduce the light in the front and the back so only the subject below is lit. Over here we've got our camera. We're using an 80mm lens. Swing it around. As you can see, it is extremely black and white. This is because we are shooting in 2.5K RAW. Another thing to help is a light meter. So what we do with this is we shine it on the actor's face to make sure that their face is properly exposed. The actors are about to come back soon, so we gotta get rolling, but can't wait to show you guys the finished product. Thank you guys for checking in.
Anyway, now it's time to have a Central High flashback. Each week we will be covering a new piece of Central High history. This week we'll be looking at integration of Little Rock High School and the Little Rock 9. We will get closer when we get the help from an expert of the Central High Museum. Now let's dive into some history about some of the first clips of the day.
It was September 1957 when the Little Rock Central High School integrated the first African American students into their historically segregated school. The Little Rock 9, as the 9 teams came to be known, were to be the first African American students to enter Little Rock Central High School. 3 years earlier, following the Supreme Court ruling, the Little Rock School Board pledged to voluntarily desegregate its schools. This idea was explosive for the community, and like much of the South, it was met with anger and bitterness. On September 2, 1957, the night prior to what was to be the teens' first day in Central High classrooms, Arkansas Governor Orville Faubus ordered the state's National Guard to block their entrance. Faubus said it was for the safety of the 9 students. On September 4th, just 24 hours after a federal judge ordered the Little Rock 9 to begin attending Central High immediately, a belligerent mob, along with the National Guard, again prevented teens from entering the school. 16 days later, a federal judge ordered the National Guard removed. Once again, on September 23rd, the Little Rock 9 attempted to enter their school. Though escorted by Little Rock police into a side door, another angry crowd gathered and tried to rush into Central High. Fearing for the lives of the 9 students, school officials sent the teens home. They did, however, manage to attend classes for about 3 hours.
Hello, welcome back.
About that time you came walking in, just about, I mean, we got in there, I think I got there first and you came, we all almost got there at the same time.
And of course, Minnie Jean, what have you done now? Some kind of dramatic. And did you do it on purpose? And I said, I did it accidentally on purpose. Oh boy, that's in your face, isn't it?
This girl was being harassed. I never knew if it was intentional or accidental or what, but I knew the situation, and all I knew was a tray got dropped on my head and some chili got spilled on my shirt.
We're all in the dining room, and one of the kids announced, "We just heard that Minnie Jean just dumped a bowl of chili on a guy and she got kicked out of school," and everybody stood up and cheered.
And his unwillingness to be calling me names or being really mad or making a big statement was almost like a gift. And then this, after 48 years, the other gift has been to liberate me from this person who, what is the word, premeditatedly dumped a bowl of chili on someone's head.
Hello and welcome back. We are joined today with Fabian Ruiz Antonio. Thank you for coming by, Fabio.
My pleasure.
Well, we're going to talk about some Central High. Who were in the Little Rock 9?
The Little Rock 9, they were the first 9 young African American students who integrated Central High School in the year 1957. And these were 9 students who fought for equality, especially in the field of education. And it was here in Arkansas where the governor of Arkansas at that time, Orville Faubus, he brought the Arkansas National Guard in order to keep them out. Although by law, these 9 African American students, it was their right to attend Central High School, because 3 years earlier, the Supreme Court made the decision in the case of 1954 that segregation in public schools was unconstitutional. So they were exercising their rights as citizens of the state of Arkansas.
Oh, okay. Well, so is Little Rock Central, is that still operational? You know, how old is it?
The school was, yes, it's still a functioning high school. It was officially opened in the year 1927. It is 92 years old. So in 8 years, it will be 100 years old, the high school.
100 years old.
Correct.
I've heard of the school, and I know they got a lot of history. In fact, I think they'd won just a boatload of football championships, if I'm not mistaken.
Correct.
Oh, yeah. And could you tell us a little bit about Elizabeth Eckford's arrival on her first day of school?
Yes, well, Miss Elizabeth Eckford, she is the one that appears in that iconic, famous picture of September 4th of 1957. And that photo was captured on the first attempt. And Elizabeth Eckford, she's the one who arrived to the high school by herself. And she was not expecting the presence of the Arkansas National Guard, neither the angry mob that was in front of the school, because she was assuming that she was going to be able to attend the high school without any trouble. But on the first day of school, that's what happened. She was greeted by the angry mob and a group of Arkansas National Guard soldiers. And that walk, as she remembers now, it is now known as she puts it this way: it was one of her longest walks in life, because what she had to go through, being harassed by an angry group of mob members that were constantly calling her all kinds of hateful names. And that was the experience that she had on the first day of school on September 4th of 1957.
So, do you know where you were? Do you remember where you were when you first heard about the Little Rock Nine? Was that when you were back in your hometown in New Mexico, or did they talk about that over there?
Yes, well, I actually started learning more when I was a freshman a sophomore in high school. But one thing that surprised me is that I did not get to learn a lot about this history. And again, it is the mission of the National Historic Site and the National Park Service to make sure that every citizen or every person knows about this history, since it's a very important part of the United States history in general.
Well, and do you know how their parents felt about them being a part of the Little Rock Nine?
Of course, just like any normal parent, the parents were very, very afraid. And there are many interviews where the parents describe their experiences, their emotions, what was going on in their minds when their children were integrating Central High School. And one of them was, of course, fear, anxiety, and again, these were normal reactions by their parents, and because keeping in mind that this was a very dangerous situation. These were the days where if a person, African American, decided to challenge the system, he risked not only being sanctioned economically, but also being excluded or punished by society.
And well, do you happen to know how Minnie Jean Brown and Elizabeth Eckford were chosen to be a part of the Little Rock Nine?
Yes, they were chosen, but at the same time, they were also volunteers. Again, one of the things that the school officials wanted from these students, they wanted the perfect students, and they had to be in good standing academically and also in attendance. But also, it required a lot of effort, a lot of courage for them to actually volunteer to attend Central High School and to be part of and to change the system of the education system of the United States.
Well, Fabian Ruiz, it's a real pleasure to get to have you here, and we hope to have you back sometime soon.
Thank you very much. The pleasure is mine.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks, sir.
Yes. All right. Well, that'll be it from the Central High flashbacks, and here is stay tuned and get ready for some jazz.
Bye-bye.
Hi. Hoping for a crisp breeze to help keep you alert. Oh, he took a sip of water too. That'll probably help. You were probably gonna turn down the radio too, so you could focus, right?
Probably okay isn't okay.
Right.
If you see a warning sign, stop and call a cab, a car, or a friend.
I think the water line is what really drove it home. I blew on him.
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Do clouds take naps?
I couldn't tell you.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
Hello, I'm your host, Wilson Hatcher, and this is my guest, Maria Zagarati.
Yes, Maria Zarate. Thank
Zarate.
you.
Okay, and we are proud to say that we have a talented group at this university to represent Arkansas musicians. Here's a taste of the music that they have to offer on the campus.
Fue trained en 1973 y también hecha con Art Blakely y sus Messengers.
Which is where we get our name. The UALR Jazz Messengers. Messengers of Jazz. You like that?
Hello and welcome back. Maria, do you happen to know what that music was that you were playing?
Yes, well, actually, my professor, Tom Richardson, he plays the trumpet, obviously, and he directs us all, and sometimes he lets us have input on the songs we choose, and we chose this song because it emphasized the bass player. You couldn't see it because the song's pretty long, but yeah, it's called One for Train, composed by Art Blakely, and then after that we also did Carlos, composed by John Schofield, who is a guitarist, and that one was kind of like emphasizing me because I got to solo on that since it was dedicated to Carlos Santana. I don't know if you've heard of him.
Oh, yes.
But yeah, it was more of a Latin jazz. And what we do with the jazz combo, that's what we do. The jazz combo, what we do is choose a mix of songs basically about blues and a few types of jazz, different kinds.
Well, who is the professor of y'all's group?
Yeah, his name is Tom Richardson. He is teaching about 20 years at our school, I believe.
Oh, okay, well, that's lovely. Well, to promote the music department of the UA Little Rock, we are proudly to say that we have these talented musicians here with us that we get to interview. Maria on guitar, Clifton on trombone, Max on the bass, Ben on piano, Alex on the drums, and that should be it for
And I can tell everybody to watch us every Thursday. We have music performances at the music department on campus.
Oh, delightful.
At 12:15.
Well, I'll be there. Y'all should too.
Yeah, I'm glad to be here.
Yes, always a pleasure to have you, Maria. Anyway, that should be it from this Trojan Talk, and we look forward to seeing y'all very soon. Until then.